Welcome to the sideline. Hey everyone, it's Coach Nick, and today we're going to discuss lack of motivation, mental exhaustion, something that athletes face all the time. At some point in their career, most athletes have lack of motivation or they feel mentally exhausted because of the demands of sports, academics, family, friends, life. So today we're going to discuss the root cause of it and talk about mitigations and ways to help resolve it. So before we talk about ways to solve the mental exhaustion and the fatigue and the lack of motivation, we need to dig deeper at what's causing the lack of motivation. And it really comes down to three things: stress, poor diet, and lack of sleep. All three things are bad for your body. When you're stressed, when you have stressors, your body wants to fight them off. It wants to kick those bad things out of your brain, out of your body. It doesn't want negativity. It doesn't want bad stuff. It wants to be healthy. Your body is resilient. It wants to thrive. And so when you have these stresses, self-defense mode kicks in. And if you have a poor diet, and if you're not sleeping well, your body's going to have a hard time getting rid of the negativity, that bad stuff. It's going to have a hard time letting you recover from it. And so as you're trying to recover, if you have a bad diet, you're not sleeping, and you have all these stressors, you're going to your body's just going to shut down, and it's going to want to sleep, because that's what happens when you recover. The best way to recover is sleeping. We know that. We're athletes, right? The best way to recover is plenty of rest. And that's what your body's trying to do, is rest. And that's why, with all those things going on, you are tired, you're exhausted, and you have a lack of motivation. So how do we get rid of those things? How do we fix those things? How do we flush those things out of you so your body can recover and you can start having energy again, not being mentally exhausted, and have the motivation to do what you need to do? So that's what we're going to talk about. So before we talk about how to fix it, let's talk about the stresses, because you have to identify what these stresses are in order to take the first step, right? And so stresses can be friends, it could be loved ones, it could be coaches, it could be teachers, right? It could be your coaches expecting a lot from you in the field, pushing you to be better. Teachers pushing you to get your grades up, your paperwork in. It could be loved ones setting high expectations for academics, or even or high expectations for the field. It could be friends trying to get you to come hang out with them. It could be a lot of things, right? It could be a boyfriend or girlfriend causing issues and wanting more of your time. So much, right? It could also be deadlines, big events, lack of money, not knowing what your future holds. If you're in high school, you're worried about college. If you're in college, you're worried about like life. So those are all stressors, right? So, and then if you're working too much, that can stress you out, because now you're taken away from everything else. You need to train, you need to work, do your, practice, you need to do all these different things, homework. And now you're stressed out about that. Or if you're not working enough, now you're stressed out about money. So all these things can cause stress. Just about everything can cause stress. And sometimes you don't even know that something's stressing you out. Yeah, it's true. Sometimes things happen and it's stressing you out and you don't even know it. And so maybe nothing major, but it's still having an impact on your body, right? So what do we do, right? So what are the things we can do to fix it? We need to communicate. We got to write them down. We got to take care of our body. And you have to make time for yourself. First, really important to know, before we go in depth about these four things, what you're going through right now, this mental exhaustion, this tiredness, the lack of motivation, you're not alone. It happens to everybody. It happens to non-athletes, and it happens to athletes. It happens. And we all have to try to figure out a way to navigate through it and mitigate it and recover from it. And the best way to do that is to communicate. Communicate with your loved ones, right? Talk to somebody. Don't keep it bottled up. And just talking about it is a huge relief, a huge weight off your chest. And believe it or not, most people are going to relate to you. Most people are going to sympathize with you. They're not going to think you're weak. They're not going to think you are incapable of doing certain things. They're not going to treat you like you're fragile. They're going to understand, because you know what? They may have gone through it too. And they're your friends. They're your family. They love you. They're there for you. They're there to support you and help you. So communicate to them. Don't be afraid to show your feelings. And then you got to write it down. Write down all the stressors. It could be anything. Write down everything that's going on in your life, from boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, everything, and figure out what is the biggest stressor and try to eliminate one, right? At least one. The very minimum, you have to eliminate one of them. You know, if it's a person that's nagging you, don't talk to them. Ignore them. Forget about it. Move on. If it's something, come back to it later or get rid of it altogether. You have to at least get rid of something. Pick something on that list. Ideally, you just pick as many as you can, right? Because we know you can't get rid of everything. Eliminate as many stressors as you can so that your body can start healing. And then communicate to the people adding on the stress, right? There's certain people, friends, a friend keeps nagging you about hanging out. Tell them, I can't have you nagging me. I have practice. I have school. I want to hang out. I will hang out. But you tell them to stop nagging you and communicate with them. And they will understand. They'll get it. Just communicate. But that leads me to another point. That friend that's nagging you, asking you to go out, you should go out with them. You should go hang out with them, right? You should. I'll talk about that in a second. But you got to take care of your body. You have to eat healthy. You can't eat junk food. You got to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, but don't oversleep, because that's bad too. You have to take care of your body. If your body is not rested, you're not going to heal. You're not going to overcome this fatigue. You're not going to overcome this mental exhaustion. You're going to be depressed. You have to take care of your body. Eat healthy, complex carbs, proteins, vegetables, fruits. You know it. You're an athlete. You've done it your whole life. Keep doing it. Get rid of that junk food. I know it's easy because you're playing sports and you have a tight schedule and it's just easy to get the fast food. But you have to eat healthy, especially if you're feeling depressed and you're having issues like mental exhaustion, being tired. You have to eat healthy. And back to what I was saying a minute ago, you have to make time for yourself. Go out with that friend. Don't cancel on them. Go hang out with them. Go have some fun. Go to a movie. Go bowling. Do something. Get away from the sports, the academics for a little bit, and enjoy yourself. It's your life. It's your life. Have fun. Enjoy it. Find outlets to escape from the stressors and have some fun. And if you do all that, if you do all the steps we talked about today, and you still can't shake it, if you're still mentally exhausted, still tired, go see your doctor. See your doctor. Get some help. It's okay. Everybody needs help sometimes. It's okay to see your doctor because it's better to go see your doctor. It's better to talk to somebody than to let the problem get worse, because it will get worse. If you don't treat it, if you don't treat exhaustion, mental fatigue, you will end up sick, and there will be bigger issues than just lack of motivation. I hope this helped. If you need help, ask for it.